Hello, everyone. So, at this point, hopefully, I have a steady rhythm going with upload releases again. I already have one recorded that I haven't released, and I'm trying to build up a bit of just a backlog. Honestly, I might just get to the point where I just finish the game and then start editing, just because I feel like I've been so behind and kind of really neglecting this series and just neglecting this channel for a little bit. It's I've explained it a bit, but it's gone a little bit on the back burner. I just had a wedding. At this point in releasing, it's at this point in recording, it's late May, so take that how you will with when this eventually gets uploaded. I know the last one I recorded was at least a month ago, so it's been a second to me, but hopefully it has not been a second to you guys. That's the goal. So anyway, welcome to part whatever the hell. Happy Morgana Monday. I'm hoping I have that sorted out again. If not, let's just pretend it's Monday, okay? Okay, good. Anyway, as I had said, it's been a second, so I don't quite remember where we are, but I'm just gonna jump into it and we're gonna go from there. It has been a bit, so it's possible. Why does this always... Oh, it's the time. I keep thinking that this is like the amount I've played, and I'm like hours and minutes, right? Like, that's not right. Oh, you can see how long it's been. Like I said, it's May. So let's get to it. What were we doing last? I should have like watched the video or something. It'll come to me. Oh, I think they're like both really depressed, if I'm remembering right. Is that surprising though? I really, truly wished I had gotten to know him sooner. Yes, I had flown from the mansion in fear of him. But maybe if I'd had just a little more courage, enough to tell him the truth, maybe he would have listened. I had let my initial impression of him solidify too quickly. I had convinced myself he was insensitive and perpetually expressionless, save for the Arctic stare. But the man standing before me did experience sadness, pain, distress, or at the very least, he appeared to, from where I was standing. Michelle was just like me, an ordinary person. That said, there was still plenty I didn't know. I was still lacking explanations for much of his behavior. Yeah, there's a lot of questions still, I feel. Would you mind telling me about yourself now? I'd like to get to know you better. What are you doing here in this mansion, all alone? Why do you call yourself cursed? I told you everything. It's only fair you do the same. I have no interest in using your information for anything. I have no reason to. Are you going to keep pushing the master and servant line? Do you still think I have no need to know? Be quiet, for the love of God! Stop talking already! You always pick the worst time! What? Excuse me? What do you mean I always pick the worst time? No, I wasn't... Unbelievable. Just when I was starting to think you might actually be a decent human being. Then you go and spout this. No, Giselle, I wasn't talking to you. Who else could it have been? The witch? The witch? Bro, the witch? Bro, the witch? The witch? The witch? I was, talking to... You know... I've have a condition that forces me to vocalize objections to my own thoughts. He's totally BSing. No way. What are you talking about? You're talking to the witch. The witch, please. You know, that's about as convincing as my allergic to people excuse. Sorry. Ooh, it's getting fast. Weirdo. Crosses did he bear? What secrets did he keep? Maybe the truth was far beyond my reckoning. And if it was, even if he did, please tell me everything. No matter what you say, I won't doubt your words. I will trust you, and I'm sure I can accept anything you say. Please, if you don't put it into words, I have nothing to work with. Okay. Where should I start, though? How about the curse, then? Are you actually cursed? That's a difficult question. I cannot, for example, take someone's life with my curse, nor can I bring about disaster. I don't have any magical powers like that. So, what you said outside was a bluff, then? It was just a way to chase the villagers away. Well, you certainly put on a convincing performance. So you can't actually curse anyone, huh? Regardless, I'm human. Oh, he didn't answer that one, huh? Little, I see that. Deflection. Nothing more, nothing less. At least, I consider myself one. Others would disagree. And the reason for that has to do with my body. Your skin, hair, and eye color, right? Right. Oh, what if just flared out? Seeing Michel under the sun, he certainly wasn't what most people would consider normal. Awe-inspiring, in fact. Giving birth to me, it broke my mother. No, I drove her mad. Not only do I appear inhuman, I'm oversensitive to sunlight. When a little light through the window isn't much of a problem, I can't be outside directly under sun for more than a couple hours. When she realized I couldn't go out into the sun, my mother started thinking I was possessed by a demon. So she banished me to this mansion until my curse was broken. Okay, but what happens if he's out too long in sunlight? I guess that's what I'm curious about. Like, is it like sunburn? Is he like a vampire? Does he turn to dust? Like, does he get like the flu? Like, what's the caveat here? Like, what's the issue? Like, can't go out into sunlight. Is there a shield? Like, what happens? Like, do you get teleported inside? Like, that was 10 years ago. Just because you look different from them? The family's reputation was at stake, too. If other noble houses realized they were giving refuge to an unholy creature, it would destroy the Bollingers. You saw how the villagers reacted. They called me a demon when they saw me. I suspect the rumors about the mansion played a part in that. If nobody thought the house was cursed, they wouldn't have. I'm sure you were afraid as well. You saw me and thought I was not of this world. That I looked like a demon. I thought you looked like an angel. Oh, what? I at least thought you looked more like an angel than a demon. It never once crossed my mind that you might be evil. But I understand your situation now. Because of your appearance, you've lived all alone in this dark mansion for 10 years. It was never really an inconvenience. They bring me all the supplies I need.
You big liar! Have you never considered running away?
That's not an option.
Because of the sun?
No, I could move during the night if I really wanted to. I'm being watched to ensure I don't leave.
Watched?
They can't allow anyone to find out that I'm alive, particularly at the Bollinger estate. If I were to run and they were to find out, I would probably be killed. If only I didn't stand out so much, I might be able to stay out of sight easier. But also, I had been holding on to a little hope, I think. Hope that I might be able to return someday. Oh, Michelle. I have all but given up that hope now, though. Not that I ever had enough willpower to fight for it.
I see.
You don't need to worry about pitying me either. It's long since become normal to me.
That's not something that should ever become normal. So what was that really a moment ago? You don't actually have a condition that makes you argue with yourself, do you? Please tell me.
You don't have to believe me. In fact, I doubt you will. You're free to think I'm completely mad.
Don't worry, I want to know.
I can hear the witch's voice.
The witch's voice? Okay. Alright, okay. So I was right, but like it was pretty obvious. So he's not the witch. He is communicating with the witch?
It started when I first arrived at the mansion. No one else can hear it either. Like I said, it sounds crazy.
No, not at all. I said I would trust you, so I believe you.
Maybe. Oh, right.
Maybe he's not well. Yeah, that has to be it. 10 years all alone in one place and you're bound to start hearing things. He seems like a delicate person too. Thinking about it like that, I'm starting to feel really sorry for him.
Do I want to know what you're thinking?
I'm here for you. Huh? I've made up my mind. I'm going to stay here with you.
Wait, what?
Don't worry. I'll shout so loud you won't be able to hear that silly witch's voice anymore.
Will you now?
If you hear it again, let me know. Understood? You don't have to be afraid.
I never said I was.
Whenever you hear it, I'll be there with you, holding your hand. Well, we kind of took the extremely long route, but there you have it. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Master.
Master.
Now, where should we begin? I know, supper. Are you hungry? What should I make?
Slow down, please.
What is it? If there's something you'd like, I'm happy to accommodate.
You actually intend to stay here? Again? After what happened last time?
Because of what happened. Because of that, we're finally able to see past each other's surface. I want us to try again. From the beginning. And this time, actually try to be considerate of one another's feelings. That's a promise, Master.
All right?
I can stay here, right?
I don't mind.
I'm glad to hear it.
Say,
Yes, Master?
if you ever want something from me, could I please ask you to put it into words? I don't have much faith in my ability to pick up on things.
Got it. Then here's something to start with. What do you say we open some of these windows?
Open the windows?
Yeah. We don't have to if you think it'll cause you problems, but it would be nice to get a little light in here. I'd like to put an end to this house being a dark, closed-off cave.
I wasn't the one who barred the windows.
You weren't?
They were like that when I arrived. It didn't seem like a very appropriate place to lock me away. While I'm sensitive to light, yes, as I mentioned, a little sun through the windows shouldn't cause any problems.
All right then. Can I ask you to help me open them? Let's both lighten this place up.
Cute. After a few moments of silence, Michelle gave me a curt nod. While we couldn't do anything about the windows that had been boarded up, the two of us forced open the ones that were covered by rusted over shutters. When we got the first one open, a beautiful stream of light like nothing I'd ever seen before. Flooded into the dark mansion's halls. I'd assumed that spring would never come. All we had to do was talk to each other, listen to each other, and everything else would fall into place. But it was the first step that was so hard, so much harder than either of us had expected. And now that the ice was melting, we had to treasure that. It might not have seemed like much to someone else, but to us, it was a huge accomplishment.
Cute. Look at that. Oh, I love that.
This time, it'll all work out. It has to. I had all the confidence in the world when we were together. But now that I'm alone in the dark, in the absolute silence of the night, I'm starting to get anxious again. Starting to feel like something bad is going to happen. Like I'm going to mess something up again. We took a big step today, and I know I have to keep it together, to keep thinking positive. The goods you're after? I don't remember this horrible man's freaking voice, so... The goods you're after, Giselle, are not cheap. Understand? Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the woman hath committed 3 sins. She has lied, she has stolen, and she has betrayed her fellow man. It's all right. It's okay. There's nothing to be afraid of, Giselle. Whatever happens, you have to hold fast to your faith in the goodness of others. You have no reason to tremble.
Yes! Come in!
That's odd. I don't think I was hearing things. There was no one there. What was that about? Oh? A glass? It's wine. And it's so warm. I guess he heated it on the fire for me? Oh, you could have at least said hi. I have a feeling this is going to work out. Cute. That's cute. I hope it works out. It's not going to in some way, though. Like, the other shoe's gonna drop at some point. Like, I mean, we had to get here, right? The light shining in through the windows is swallowed whole by the darkness. As if to say our time together never actually existed. We saw it, though. Together, we watched the light crack open the darkness. I'm begging you, please remember. Please find yourself. Please, Giselle. The warmth that fell over us. Remain lost to you. I might have seen it. Seen that most beautiful light. Giselle.
these truly my memories? Could they not be someone else's tale? Like all the others we've seen so far? She was so bright and energetic, and I am neither of those. Besides, the maid needs not a tale of her own. This is not a story. These are memories. Mine and your memories. No one else's. It was all very much real. As were the kinder, happier days that came next. Kinder, happier days. Those words create a strange warmness within my chest. But at the same time, they make me indescribably anxious. Is there really happiness to be found down that road? Even if our past doesn't lead to happiness, it couldn't be worse than where we are now. Come, Giselle, to the spring that made us more than just strangers.
What happened in the spring? What happened in the spring?
Master? Come on, get up! Up with you! Oh, this is the cute memory! Okay. Master!
What?
See? What did I tell you? It's so much nicer in here with a little light. She is so cute with her little bob.
Morning?
Wait a second. Don't you hide under your bedspread. Get out of there!
I'm fine with my room staying dark.
This music is so pretty.
What's she even doing in here?
Oh, but Master, you agreed that I could open the windows.
Did? Yes.
Don't worry, I've put curtains up. If it gets too bright, you can draw them. Mornings take the best parts of being outside and squeeze them all into the same few hours. You don't have to go outside in the sunlight for it either. Just listen to all the wonderful sounds. The joyous songs of the birds, the swaying of the trees, the rustling of leaves. Oh, I love Giselle. Am I being as pushy as I feel right now?
Kind of. But you wouldn't be you if you weren't, so for now, I won't get on you about it. Also, now that I know your real intentions, no, never mind.
I completely misjudged you. You're the exact opposite of what I thought you were.
What did you think of me?
Let's see. I thought you were cold and cruel, heartless and incomprehensible. But I'm beginning to get a better idea. You try to put on airs, but you're really rather childish. You have a short temper, but can be surprisingly playful. What else? You have a pretty difficult personality, too.
There's not a single good trait on that list.
Now, hear me out here. That's not everything. You gave me a chance to talk and you listened intently. You can be kind of nice, too. We agreed that we would live together, not just in the same house, so we've got plenty of time to add to the list. And I hope you can make your own list about me, too. This is just the beginning, after all. We've got a long time ahead of us. Plenty enough to get to know each other, no? Let's not waste any time, then. What do you say we do something today that we haven't been able to before? Where should we begin? Oh, I know! We can get this place cleaned up.
You want to clean?
Now that there's some actual light in here, we can see all sorts of things we'd probably rather not. Like dust all over the place.
My vision was still slightly unfocused, having not completely escaped from Morpheus's embrace. could see well enough to catch her smiling brightly. That was the first time I had gotten a good look at her in the light. I could see facial features I missed during yesterday's commotion, and those glittering eyes. Not even a trace of the tribulation she had endured tainted her pure jade eyes. She's surprisingly good looking. I'm clearly not myself right now.
Is something the matter, Master? I know, you're still half asleep, aren't you? I guess I'm just going to have to throw my best bucket of water on you.
What is a best bucket of water? I'm awake.
Is there something on my face then?
Just far too amusing a sight to wake up to.
Amusing? Oh, just get out of bed already.
What a noisy morning.
Cute.
I got my first decent look at Michelle's face under the light that morning, watching him stifle a yawn as he crawled out of bed. All the little details I hadn't been able to pick up on in the darkness. His expressions, mannerisms, and the way he looked at me. I could see facial features I missed during yesterday's commotion. They're thinking the same thing. That's adorable. And all those vivid, all-consuming red eyes. I was probably, no, almost certainly, making a really dumb face at him. Is it just me, or is he kind of, no, very pretty?
How could I not have noticed until now? Oh geez, wow, I can't look him in the eyes. Yes, what can I do for you?
Is there something on my face?
No,
Huh?
Hair monster!
Excuse me?
No, your hair, it's really long. Yes, that's it. Way too long.
Is that any way for a servant to speak to her master?
I'm
just kidding. I don't have any interest in holding your status against you anymore.
I see. It's really hard to tell if he's joking or not.
So, about that cleaning. May I wash my face first?
What? You're going to help?
As I said, I'm not going to act like I'm superior to you anymore. What are you snickering about?
I can't help it. I'm happy.
If my hair really does bother you, you can cut it.
Huh? I can cut it? Of course. I'll give you the best haircut you've ever had. Oh, but I should warn you, you'll have to stay perfectly still. I'm a monster with a pair of scissors. My sister always said you were as likely to lose an ear as you were your hair whenever I cut it. You stay away from me.
Cute. I was shocked at how much more comfortable I felt around her, only one day following our opening up to each other.
Oh? Okay, what is this?
Okay. I can't tell the mood yet, like I'm a little off-put. Like this is kind of making me on edge, but the vocals in the background are really soothing, which is making me feel conflicted. This game has a way of putting me on edge all the time though, but interesting. Maybe this was normal.
and I'd simply never felt it before. I didn't know. I had thought it would take years of work to get close enough to someone to be able to have a conversation without picking apart every little detail. But here I was, a day later, already there. Was that how it usually worked? Did people normally get close and draw apart so freely? I didn't find it unpleasant to have someone else around. It was a strange feeling. All that friction had dissipated in an instant. And it was like we had known each other for years. Though not entirely willingly, we began sharing meals, something I had always done by myself. Hey, I see you're shoving aside that parsnip. You need to eat everything. Do you have any idea why there was so much rotting parsnip in the cellar? I don't care for it. You could at least pretend to be ashamed. Yeesh, you're not a kid, so don't be picky. It's not good for you.
Hasn't caused any problems thus far.
It will soon enough. I can't believe you. We have limited supplies and you won't eat your vegetables. Oh, question. I've got an idea.
Go on.
Is a list of supplies sent by your family set in stone?
Meaning?
I was just wondering if it was possible to make requests. If I could, I would just go out on a shopping trip.
Perish the thought. The only village around here is the one you came from.
Right. Say, are you saying that out of concern for...
Who would ever be concerned about you?
All right, Michelle. Come on now. You're laying it out a little too thick here. Come on, don't be like a little tsundere over here, Frig.
I just want to be able to sleep well at night. And I'm not interested in throwing more servants to the lions.
You know, you're a whole lot simpler of a person than I first thought.
What's that supposed to mean?
Oh, nothing.
Back to your question about the delivery. Yes, you can. I haven't made any requests recently, but you can write what you want on a sheet of parchment. Or, if we don't have any, something similar. Put it in the box and leave it outside. As long as your request is not completely unreasonable, it should arrive with the next package. Why? Is there something you need?
Yeah, I was hoping to increase our selection of vegetables. And while I'm at it, if possible... Actually, that's a secret.
A secret?
It's nothing too exciting. I'll tell you when the time is right.
Okay. My relationship with Michel gradually transitioned from master and servant to something closer to friends. He was still my master, but he allowed me almost complete freedom. And he didn't order me around either. He even gave me a hand with my work. Though he was still not very talkative and oftentimes hard to read, he at least seemed to be making an effort to close the gap. He would, on occasion, tell me about himself, though not in much detail, and any time. Sorry, I think I pressed the auto, whatever. What were we at? And any time his family came up, he grimaced uncomfortably. Apparently, his father wanted him dead.
Father, really great person, huh? Really great person.
His brothers, though, had worked to create a scenario in which... Oh, I didn't know he had brothers. I don't remember if that was mentioned or not, actually. Interesting. I wonder how many brothers he has. I feel like that probably was. Like, I have a vague feeling it could have been. I wonder. Faking his death and sending him to this remote mansion. I had never encountered Michel's brothers while at his family estate. Okay, maybe we did know about them. But, assuming he was right, it was one of them who had given me that letter. They were likely our only allies at that house. I don't know what he's thinking. It's been 10 years, Michel had muttered. To which I'd replied, have faith. It was better to believe it's something
even if it felt silly and unreasonable, than to lose faith in everything. My being able to find renewed belief in the kindness of people is what had allowed me to start smiling again, after all. Because I was able to have that faith, I was able to enjoy life once more. It wasn't an exciting or thrilling life. It was a humble, simple one, with just the two of us. But I wouldn't trade that light for anything. Some people might think it dull or dreary, but it was ours. Cute. Oh, to have a simple life in the countryside with someone you love, in an abandoned mansion where all your needs are met consistently and you don't have to work or really do anything. I think I want to live in Stardew Valley. You know what I mean? Like Harvest Moon, you know? Brewing Factory even. Oh, probably Harvest Moon. There's no monsters in that one.
Master, I really truly appreciate that you want to help with the cooking. I do, honestly, but
This is apocalyptic. This is mutinous. This is affront to gastronomy. This is unearthly disgusting.
get me better ingredients.
What?
I am not a bad cook. These are simply bad.
Oh, buddy. Oh, Michelle refusing to be bad at anything ever. Boy, don't blame the ingredients.
If they were better.
Oh, boiled. Oh, Michelle.
If they were better, they would taste just fine boiled. And it's not as bad as you claim. Besides,
You make a mockery of the culinary arts.
I've been eating this for years. I don't see the problem.
I've heard quite enough, Master. It sounds like I'm going to need to put your taste buds through some intense rehabilitation. I have to teach him what real food tastes like. Otherwise, he won't be able to appreciate if I make him something really good.
Oh.
Hold the chair steady for me, will you? I'm going to wipe down the top shelf.
I can handle it. I'm tall enough to reach without standing on a chair.
It's not as simple as just running a rag over it. I've got practice, so let me take care of it, all right?
What's the technique she's using dusting here?
There is a lot more dust than I expected. I probably should have used something to cover my mouth. You're gonna want to hold your breath for this, Master. All right, here goes.
She's quite practiced.
What is she doing besides just like dusting? Like, what's her technique? I want to know.
Is there any need for me to be holding the chair?
Oh, poor Giselle. What? Whoa!
Hold the chair! Ow. I'm so sorry. I didn't think there would be that much dust. Thank you for holding me.
Are they like...
She like... Master? Your hand is...
What?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Yep.
Your hand is, it's on my chest.
It was an accident.
Right, it was. It's fine, really. It was my fault. Anyway, it's completely, totally fine.
I can't even look her in the eyes.
Could this be any more painfully awkward?
So, don't worry about it, Master. Honestly, I should be apologizing for subjecting you to that.
It's easier said than done. I have to do something about the stifling awkwardness. For one, it was only for a moment. I barely even realized what it was.
that's not the issue. I need some clever way to brush all this aside. Something witty that tells her I'm not bothered at all. I'm not concerned. In fact, I see no reason to be concerned at all.
Wait a second.
Wait, I was so thrown off. Obese rat, Michelle? Obese? Boy. Boy. It felt like I was squeezing an obese rat. I hardly even perceived it as a breast.
An obese rat? An obese rat?
What?
How utterly insensitive can you be? I'm gonna rip every last hair off your head!
Leave my hair out of this! The girls are fighting.
Say, Master, what did you do all this time by yourself?
That's an exceedingly vague question.
Say, when you were really, really stupidly bored out of your mind, what did you do to keep yourself occupied?
Meditate?
Just how many times have you reached enlightenment?
I sometimes played chess too.
Boy, get a hobby. What? Like garden or something. He couldn't have gotten good at cooking. Oh, Michelle. Oh, Michelle.
Chess? Wait, by yourself?
Yes, I imagine how an opponent might react to my moves and play the other side that way.
Oh, Michelle. Oh, God.
That's kind of depressing to think about. How about this, Master? Play a game against me.
Do you know the rules?
You bet I do. I do come from a family of merchants, so I keep up with trends and know all sorts of games.
Oh.
Prepare to meet your maker.
I wonder who wins this. Could go either way. Oh, it was Michelle. Well, he did play alone for many years to practice for this moment, I suppose.
So, who was I supposed to prepare to meet again?
Come on, have a little mercy. You trounced me. One more time. I just wasn't at the top of my game.
When am I going to meet this maker?
What? How? When did you put me in checkmate? One more. Hold on. That's not fair. Take it back. My king. Please stop.
Amateur.
Can't you go just a little bit easy?
You never asked me to go easy.
This isn't a game. This is slaughter. This is a one-sided massacre.
About this maker.
I'm looking right at him.
It was actually kind of fun.
No, it wasn't. It was miserable. Next time, we're playing something fair.
Such as...
Let's see. Oh, I know. Arm wrestling.
I bet you she could beat him, actually. If he wins, this is rigged, because no way is this little noble boy who don't do nothing, he just sit and waste away, gonna beat her. No way. She's got this. She's got this locked in. No way. No way.
Huh? Arm wrestling?
Yeah, you sit across from each other, put your elbow on the table, grab hands, and see who can pin the other down.
Who would ever willingly participate in such a primitive competition? Not
interested then? Or are you afraid you might lose?
Alright then. I can't imagine losing to a woman
Oh, he's losing bad. No way. This little noble boy, he didn't do nothing. He didn't do nothing. He just said he played chess, like eat boiled vegetables all day. No. She's hardy. She's a little servant. She got it in her. Little trader girl. Little, they did like deliveries. I don't know. Whatever. Cargo. The boxes.
Okay, elbow on the table. Start on my count. Ready? Go.
Oh, she destroyed him.
Victory!
Oh. Did I press that? Okay, sorry. Then I messed everything up in my excitement at her winning. It had to be her. It had to be her. Bestie, it had to be her. Cute. That's cute. I know something bad is still going to happen though, because no way that just ends like this. There's also still like this thing upstairs, like whatever happens, and then the witch stuff, and like the basement. Cute. They're just going around the whole house. Cute. This is sweet. For now. I don't trust this game.
With each passing day, it grew less and less unusual having Giselle always at my side. I began more freely engaging in silliness, speaking my mind and showing emotion. I could say her name and Giselle would turn around and smile at me, an unimaginable sight not long ago. For 10 years I had lived alone. Solitude had been my normal, but that was very rapidly changing at her hands. We were continually getting closer, yes, but not in a romantic sense. If I had to describe it, I would say good friends was probably the most apt. Time continued to press good friends. Bestie, you're kind of flirting a little though, like every now and then, so I don't know about that. Like, I don't think they're like in a relationship or even like openly to the point where they're in, like, they gonna kiss soon, you know? They gonna kiss soon. Maybe hold hands? Spicy. Time continued to press on, our relationship remaining relatively stable. Eventually, summer came, bringing with it the longest periods of sunlight I had experienced in many years. Then the leaves began falling from the trees, and before long the world grew cold and dreary. That winter, the fireplace was never without a crackling blaze in its belly. The boiled wine we drank was undoubtedly middling and cheap, but she said with a smile, "I've never had wine this good before." No, I didn't say anything. I felt the same way. The sun set much earlier, and having stopped using candles, we found ourselves habitually gathering around the fireplace when it grew dark.
Cute. Cute! Look at them! Cute.
Reading a story by the fireplace like this almost makes it feel like we're in another world, doesn't it, Master?
Cute.
I bet that's why troubadours perform at pubs, so they can be near the fire.
Or because there's ale. Drunkenness makes even bad singing and storytelling pleasant to the ears.
Oh, you're such a cynic. But that's okay. Say,
Yes?
do you remember when I first arrived here? When I was cleaning the library?
Please don't tell me you're bringing the obese rat incident back up.
No, not that. Before that. Before we could actually talk to each other. I believe I suggested we read something together if you ever felt the inclination.
You might have. I can't say I remember.
Are you sure about that? You turned down my proposal saying I was wasting my time. But look, it actually happened. Even if you don't remember, I'm sure you never thought this moment would come. I was, for the most part, focused on making sure things didn't get any worse between us. But to be honest, I didn't expect there would actually come a time we would sit shoulder to shoulder and read a book. You never know how things might pan out.
I actually do remember. I remember how I tried to push her away. How much I mistrusted her. I was nothing but hostile towards her. People change. And perhaps if they can, so can the future. Maybe I can hope that, like our friendship, there's a chance the future might take a turn for the better. What does he mean by future?
Is something the matter?
I don't care much for hypotheticals, but if by some chance I were someday to be able to return to that house, should that time...
Don't ask if she'll come. Don't ask if she'll come. Do not.
That house is home to her nightmares. Even if it didn't happen until my father was gone, it would erase what he had done to her there. She acts like nothing's wrong, though. I don't know. Have her wounds healed, or do they still remain?
Should that time come?
Should that time come, if that day comes, I will do what I can to ensure you have a comfortable life in the city. Though I will not be able to inherit the estate, I can work something out.
Well, maybe she didn't. Well, I didn't think he would say just like, go have fun in the city. I thought, you know, I don't know. I mean, I guess it would be hard to ask if she would come, but like, Michelle. Oh.
I see. Thank you very much.
But if you would be comfortable doing so,
Oh, he's doing it.
I would be pleased if you were to join me. I mean, as a servant.
As a servant?
Yes, a servant. We're, short on hands.
Yes, you're very aware of that, I'm sure, Michelle.
I see. A servant.
Do I really need to repeat myself? Yes, as a servant.
Silly boy. All right, sure. I think I will. I would like to accompany you, Master. How exciting. I'm sure a wonderful future awaits us.
I pray so.
Now, back to the story. I believe we had just gotten to the point where the knight set out to defeat the monster and save the princess. I bet he was a big, buff, muscular knight.
Let's not talk about how muscular he was.
Oh, little weakling boy. I love him, little. That is how I like my men.
She let out a gentle laugh, and I thought I'd smelled something sweet on her breath. Is it her scent, or perhaps my imagination? I had no way of knowing. We sat so close, even the slightest shift seemed sufficient to allow me to hear the sound of her heartbeat, causing mine to accelerate. Curiosities flooded my mind. What might she be thinking right now? What did she think about me? And as much as I tried to banish them, I frustratingly failed. I was just getting caught up in the moment. I had just briefly lost my way. I thought I tried to convince myself otherwise. It was all in vain. When had my pulse gotten so rapid? When had my skin gotten so flushed?
As friends, huh?
When? How? Why was this happening to me?
I thought I had already learned my— Oh, there was another girl? I thought I had already learned my lesson about having feelings for someone else.
Oh?
Before long, winter retreated, and our second spring came to take its place. A full year had passed since we resumed living together. And I don't think it was my imagination that this year felt much warmer than last. Spring seemed to have arrived a bit earlier than in previous years. One night, when the breeze carried on it a pleasant residual warmth, Giselle escorted me out to the garden. Come on, Master, hurry!
It's the middle of the night. What's so important?
I just found it myself, and I couldn't wait until morning. A rose, it blossomed.
That's probably my thumbnail.
A rose? Giselle had, over the past year, cleaned up the nest of weeds that had been strangling the garden. Off to the side of a small plot of turned soil, swaying in the wind beneath the moonlight, was a single red rose.
When did you?
Last year, I requested flower seeds, but I just couldn't get them to grow, and I was starting to think they never would. But look, it's only one, but it did.
I had no idea.
Of course you didn't. I didn't tell you.
Why would you keep it from me?
I wanted to make it a gift for you, Master.
What? Why?
Roses make wonderful gifts, supposedly.
No, that's not what I meant. Why me?
Michelle asking, like, anyone else is in this goddamn mansion. Like, bestie, it's just you and her. Like, why me? Who else she gonna give it to? The air? Like, herself?
I haven't given you anything.
Consider it a symbol of my hope that we'll still be this close another year from now. If we are, then this is yours.
I don't follow her reasoning. I don't follow it at all, but the sight of the deep red rose almost melting into the dark night was perhaps the most wondrous thing I'd ever seen in my life. I never understood why some people found flowers so enchanting. They were always just plants to me. But that one, on that night, was undeniably beautiful, majestic, and like a young child seeing a flower for the very first time. My hand automatically reached out for it. Not knowing the proper way to appreciate flowers, I didn't gently caress its petals or take in its fragrance, but snapped its stem.
Oh, you picked it? Are you going to bring it back to your room?
When I finally processed her question, that was when I realized I probably should have left it to grow in the garden, from the base of its stem where I'd plucked it. A droplet succumbed to gravity and fell to the earth. With it came the delayed realization that I had ended the plant's life, but it was overpowered by childish possessiveness. The stunning flower was mine.
Oh, this is a metaphor. Oh, this is definitely a metaphor.
Moonlight trickled down from the heavens, giving a gentle bluish tint to my hands, and the smile on her face. You're going to need a vase, then. Give me just a minute.
For the briefest moment, the moonlight must have played a trick on my mind.
Oh, cute. Huh? Master?
What on earth am I doing?
A look of bewilderment filled Giselle's face, just inches from mine, which hammered in the reality of what I had just done. The thought had just crossed my mind that perhaps her black hair might prove a great backdrop for the rose, but it was supposed to remain a simple fancy. What was that about?
An excuse. I need a good excuse. A drawing.
A drawing?
Right, I'd like to preserve it on canvas.
What, what?
I mean, that a rose on its own does not make a very compelling picture, so I'd like to include you as an accessory. Oh, he's trying his hardest here.
Wait, you want to draw me too?
Merely as a background element. You're slightly more interesting than a vase. That's all.
I've never seen you draw anything before.
I just never got the urge.
You know how?
Many years ago, my brother taught me.
I don't think I can handle being a model. I've never had a drawing of me done before.
Oh, shucks, I knew I accidentally pressed that. Sorry.
You would probably be better off with just the rose.
You gave it to me, didn't you? That means I'm free to do with it as I please.
I did.
I didn't mean to sound rude. I had no real interest in drawing the rose, but I couldn't just take it back either. Giselle had shrunk back quite visibly, and I couldn't bring myself to look her in the eyes, so I fled to the cellar in search of supplies to escape the oppressive awkwardness. At the far wall, I found a rectangular panel of wood and several sticks of charcoal. My materials were obviously nothing compared to what a court artist might use, but I was clearly not going to be able to do a portrait of any kind of justice. What am I doing? I want to bury my head in the sand. Giselle was waiting for me in the stained glass chamber. It seemed she was just as uncomfortable as when I left her. She gave me a fleeting glance before averting her gaze again. If only she would laugh or make a scene like usual. It would make things so much easier. Why did she have to choose now to start acting meek? Oh, poor little awkward guys.
What should I be doing?
Stay perfectly still, please.
Do you need me to pose or anything?
No, just get comfortable. Look away.
Why?
It's hard to work when you're watching me. What?
I feel like I have to sneeze.
Hold it in, please.
Just let her sneeze. She can move back.
What now?
Can I see it?
I've barely drawn anything yet. As long as our eyes didn't meet, I was able to observe her, and my gaze was quite clearly not focused on the rose, but Giselle. At first, I'd regretted my in-the-moment proposition, but I was beginning to think it hadn't been such a bad idea. Without some sort of pretext, I would never have been able to examine her so intently. I didn't have that kind of courage. This isn't like me. But what was like me? Did I prefer being a sharp-tongued, unapproachable recluse? Was that what I wanted to strive for? Giselle was like a gale. Her mere presence dispersed the gloomy cloud that was always hovered around me. Thinking about it, it's practically a miracle that we ever ended up so comfortable around each other. That she's still here right now. Light from the moon spilled through the stained glass window, taking on a multitude of pale tones before falling on her white skin and jade eyes. I'd stopped sketching at some point. Of course you had.
Oh, he's hopeless.
What in the world was going on? One of my roses had finally bloomed, which I thought would put a smile on Michel's face. But rather than improve his mood, it made him go all strange. It made him say he wanted to draw something. I'd never seen Michel draw anything before.
I can't sit still.
I tried to sneak peeks at him every once in a while, but anytime our eyes met, he gave me a stern, look that way stare. So I ended up spending a whole lot of time looking at the archangel in the stained glass window.
What could he be thinking? Could this be thanks for the rose? I'm pretty sure he's not the type who would consider a drawing an expression of gratitude, though. If I'm wrong about that,
it'll turn my whole world upside down.
Maybe he wanted to draw me? No, not possible. That would turn the world upside down even faster. He couldn't. We're close, to be sure, but we're not that kind of close. That makes it sound like Michel's attracted to me. And there's no way. There's absolutely no way. He compares me to an obese rat and calls me an amateur at chess, laughing while he crushes me. So that's not what this is it? Huh? Oh, yes?
If it's too much trouble, you're free to leave. This might take a very long time to complete.
Yeah, with him getting distracted staring at her. Oh, Michel.
Oh, no. No trouble.
You had a very stern look on your face is all.
Is doing that bad a job at hiding it?
I don't want to force you to do anything you don't want. It was foolish of me to ask of you. I'm sorry.
Honestly, it's no trouble. I mean it. You just took me by surprise. That's all.
Not even that great of an artist to begin with. It's not a talent I was blessed with. If I'm being honest with myself, I can't imagine anyone would be pleased to have bad art drawn of them.
What? What's he getting so negative about?
I wasn't the only one making a face. His head was turned slightly downward, a forlorn shimmer in his eyes. I had never seen him make that face before. He resembled a child who had just been scorned by his mother. I wasn't at all angry or displeased with him. I was just fine, honestly. I had to get that through to him.
I am pleased. It doesn't matter how it turns out. You drew it for me, Master. Whether it's good or bad is irrelevant.
But the moonlight shining through the stained glass was so enchanting. I lost myself in it.
Wait, Giselle! Oh my god! I didn't think it would be her, but it makes sense because he's kind of hopeless, to be honest. Obese rat, Jesus Christ.
I would be happy with anything drawn for me by the man I love. For an instant, time froze. By the time I realized what I had said, my mind had gone blank, and I couldn't form a coherent thought.
I mean, like family. You're like an older brother to me. I mean, love for a brother. Hey, say something, Master. Give me your usual exasperated sigh. Come on now. Go on, give me your best good grief, and then hurl me out the window. Oh, come on, please. Show me some disappointment. Master?
When the wood panel he was using as a canvas and the charcoal in his hand crashed to the hard chapel floor, the clattering was so loud I jumped.
I didn't have the presence of mind to wonder why I had knocked over the canvas, or why his hands appeared to be shaking.
Let me help you with that.
I stepped towards him, and when I did,
I hope they don't, like, I don't think they will at this point. I think he was too shocked to even hear the, like, brother family stuff, but I hope that doesn't put them, like, 10 steps behind or something.
the moonlight shining down upon us intensified, and our gazes of Jade and Ruby intertwined.
Oh, the rose and the ivy! Cute, 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 cute!
There was visible rosiness in his ethereally pale cheeks.
Master?
Flickers of panic darted beneath the surface of his normally stony red eyes. They were trembling as he looked over at me. I was at a loss for words. We must have been under the moon's spell. We weren't thinking. We stood alone in a frozen world, robbed of all rational thought. Riding the moonlight's current, his hand fell against my cheek. It was much colder than I had expected, but it felt pleasant on my flushed skin. As we drew closer, I could feel the warmth emanating from his body, and I'm sure he could feel mine. The beating of my heart too. His breathing stopped for a moment, then he gulped. He brought his head in.
This music is so cute in this moment too.
I closed my eyes and...
Oh no, the trauma got her. Oh no. Oh, Giselle.
And then I shoved him away with all my strength. Michel rolled back, knocked his head on the side of the pew, and began groaning in pain. Which is when I finally realized what I had done.
What have you done, Giselle? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Are you hurt?
I'm fine.
Sorry. You startled me. I really truly didn't mean to knock you down. This is worse than what I thought. This is way worse than what I thought. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god.
Is that a heartbeat? Maybe not. Maybe I imagined that. You should go back to your room. I'm sorry for all the trouble I've caused you tonight.
What?
Get some rest. Good night. He turned away, marching off into the corridor, enshrouded in darkness. Enshrouded, sorry. There was a heavy air of loneliness hanging over him, which gave rise to phantom images of him actually disappearing into the darkness. I had caused that, but I hadn't realized it until it was too late. Oh, don't blame yourself.
I mean, it sucks, but like, girl.
I felt like someone was sitting on my chest. Why would I ever do that to him?
Of course I'm going to hurt him reacting like that.
Maybe I was hoping he would say it was just one of his jokes. Do I want it to be a joke? I had that option. I could pretend nothing ever happened, and tomorrow go back to the way things were before. But if I did that, there would almost certainly never be a second chance. You were okay with it.
You wanted it, Giselle. Quit lying to yourself. You are the one who said you loved him. And that was no mistake. You wouldn't sit shoulder to shoulder and read a book with someone you didn't care for. You wouldn't enjoy eating supper with someone you didn't like. You wouldn't be able to live happily with someone you didn't love.
You have to go after him, find him, and tell him the truth.
Okay. Okay. All right. I think that's where we end. This went a little bit longer. God, I was hoping that it would just be like happy, cute things this episode, but like, and that would be all it is. But God, I mean, it was still happy, cute, but that's so heartbreaking. Poor Giselle. I just want her to be happy. Ultimately, it can't end great, right? We know that. We're aware of that. It can't. Because of where they are currently. We know something went wrong. We just don't know where along the path. It could have been anywhere. Could have been the mansion they went back to. Could have been before then. I feel like it has to do with something upstairs in the witch, honestly. But frick, you know? I suppose we'll see. In due time. Dang. That sucks. I mean, she hasn't had even a second, like, at all to process this trauma, so it makes sense why it's really freaking her up, but dang. God. Alright. Thank you guys for watching. All my socials are down below. Check them out if you want. Hopefully, we'll be back to consistent Morgana Mondays. We'll see. Let's cross our fingers, you know. I'm hoping for that. Hopefully I've finished like a bunch of recordings at this point, or I'm done with the game. We'll see. I don't know. I'm excited to learn more about the witch and see what that all entails and how that goes. All right, yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Happy, hopefully, Morgana Monday. Okay, see you guys next time. Hopefully next Monday.